Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about footwear for winter commuting, and I just bought some new boots and I'll show them to you and explain why I bought them. So let's look at what I have here. So I have these two different pairs of boots, and these are a few years old, but they're the 45 North Wolvhammer boots. Super nice boots. I love them. These have cleats underneath, and you can see they're pretty rusty. I sometimes wonder if I'll ever be able to get those off, believe it or not. And I believe I put grease on the threads knowing that, but yeah. So anyway, so these work. I got my two bikes over here, but these will work on my commuter because I have time pedals, clipless. I also, in this mess over here, have these, which I generally were running on my fat bike. So, and you can see these have a lot of crap all over them, but these may or may not go on my fat bike. You know, it depends on what I really want to do. If I really want to do any events or races or anything, I'll use these. But for general fat biking, I don't really want to be clipped in. So what I've been doing is looking for boots with like a more flat bottom. I have these are Solomon boots, and these are what I wear for like everyday winter use. And if you look at the bottoms, look at how aggressive they are. So these are made for like good snow traction, things like that. A lot of people will think that they can just buy a boot like this and then go biking with them. Well, you can, but you're not going to have very good traction on your pedals. You actually don't want all of this, heavy, deep tread traction on a boot that you're going to try to get to grip a flat pedal. And I'll show you why over here using these pedals I have on my low side. Okay, so I took the pedal off here, and you can see pretty clearly that you're not getting a whole lot of pin contact with this boot. You're just not gonna get it. I can move it around, mess around with it. You're gonna only get a couple of pins contacting the boot at a time. And then if you find somewhere where it like locks in, like let's see, like right there, kind of, it's locked in, then it's at kind of a funky position. Yeah, so it's not ideal. Like, I don't feel any grip on the boot using this pedal, trying to grip it on there. So let's take a look at the boots I just purchased. So I was at REI and I found these. Now look at that bottom. I mean, yes, there's some grooves, but look at how much flatter it is compared to this other boot. So you look at this one, and then we look at this one. Like, huge difference in how much surface area there is on the boot. So let's put the pedal on this boot and see how much more traction it has. Okay, now let's compare. See, a lot more contact with the boot. And this has a lot more traction on the boot. You can see all that contact on there compared to the other boot. That's what you want. So if you're shopping for boots for fat biking or winter riding, you want something that has a more flat and a lot more surface area on the bottom. So I think these are going to work great. So then it's really up to, what do you have up here? These are waterproof. They've got this crazy, thermal interior and whatever. So these are made for some pretty cold weather, and that's when I would use them. And so are these. These work really well in the cold, but they just aren't going to grip the pedal very good. So if you're out shopping for boots and you don't want to spend the crazy amount on these, because you can get these and then leave the little cover on if you wanted to run flats. And the new version of these actually has more of a pedal surface area than these older ones. Fine, but I'm going to use those for being clipped in and these for not being clipped in. So I have winter boots for all occasions. So that's my plan, and I just wanted to show you this really quick so you can understand if you're going to go out shopping for winter boots for fat biking or just biking in general, and you don't want to be clipped in, then I highly recommend you find something that has a much flatter, less aggressive sole to it, because that's what's actually going to give you grip on the pedals. And I just showed you that example how that really deep grooved traction, which is great for like getting traction in snow and stuff if you're walking, but it's not great for getting traction on your pedals. I'm a stickler for having good contact on my pedals. Some people, they don't really care, and if you don't really care, you don't need to have that contact. But for me, it's important. I don't like my foot slipping around on the pedal if I'm going over bumps or even jumps, because I do jump in the winter time too. I want my feet stuck on the pedals. I don't want them moving around or slipping off or whatever. So it's important to me that I have a boot that is actually going to grip my pedal. So I actually have to try these out. I haven't tried them yet, but just from that little demo I showed you, I can already tell they're going to give me a pretty good amount of traction on my pedals. And then it's up to the type of pedal. Like I was just using these Chesters as an example, but I can get pedals that have a little more aggressive pin and a bigger platform on them if I need them for these boots. We'll find out. I'll test, play around, because I do have some pedals that are bigger. I can always buy some that are bigger, things like that. I do like the one-up pedals. There's also these Deity pedals that I really like. So I do have the one-up pedals on. Actually, they're right here. They're on my Salsa, these pedals. So they have a bigger surface area. So I might choose to go with those or something like that if these Chesters aren't good enough. Cool. Really hope you're liking this series so far. I got a lot more to talk about. What do I wear when it's cold out? Got my helmet behind me. I'll talk a little bit about that at some point. Things like that, lighting, all that kind of stuff for both commuting and, fat biking on single track. Really appreciate your support from my channel. Please like and subscribe. Peace.